Hey everyone, it's your boy Ricky. In today's video, I'm going to be using some Honeybee Stamps products. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I want to thank you very much for being here today and watching my video. I truly appreciate it. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do here is show you everything we're going to be using today. We're going to be using some MFT square dies. You could use any square die actually, whatever you have on hand. We're going to be using the Honeybee Stamps Pearfect sentiments. We're also going to be using the matching stamp set, which is freshly picked, and we're going to be using the pear, of course. We're also going to be using some Concord and Ninth inks, Parsley and Buttercup. We'll use the VersaFine Clair ink for our sentiment. It's pretty dark ink and I really like it. And then we're just going to use some stuff from Studio Katia. I don't know the name of this. Let me get it in blurry here. Oh, it's called PERIDOT, I think is what it was. So let's go ahead and get started. This is a plain piece of white paper, 80-pound Neenah Solar White cardstock. Nothing special. You can use any cardstock that you have that's white. I already have my stamp placed on my block here. And what I'm going to be doing is sponging two colors together on the stamps so that I can make like a two-toned pair here. So I'm just going to use this Altenew dabber here. I'm going to place some of the Buttercup on the very edge of the pair there. And then I'm going to be using the Parsley and I'm going to lightly tap it on there so there's like a gradient of the color. You know, because sometimes pairs have that, the gradient of yellow and green, sometimes red that's in there. So we'll go ahead and get that stamped down. I want to make sure it's perfect, and voila, it is perfect. Yay! Now what I could do is probably sprinkle on some brown specks onto this, but you know what? No, we want clean and simple. I don't want anything extra. This card actually only took me about 10 minutes to make it all the way through. So, and most of this video is going to be real time, I believe, hopefully. So, you're going to see me make this in real time. The next thing we're going to do is go ahead and get the outline here. And of course, for me to get this even, I have to use my tool, which is my head. And you see it almost in every video when I'm trying to line something up. So, in order for it to work, I have to have my head in the shot. And look at that. Pretty awesome. Yes, I love it. So the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and get this sentiment stamped out. And I'm just going to use the same block here. I'm not taking out 40 blocks to do this because it's supposed to be a simple card. We're going to go ahead and get that lined up. And there's my tool again. But we're going to go ahead and get that pressed down. And yes, perfect. This card, I did it perfectly the first time. There was no mess ups. Although you can see a little bit of green on my Buttercup stamp set. On my stamp pad, a little upset about it, but it'll eventually come out. Eventually. Angry. So now the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and pull out these square dies here, and I'm going to make a square card. So I can't remember I think this is 3 by 3. I believe this is what that square is. So I'm going to go ahead and get that tape down. I'm just going to use some random tape that I had on the side there. You could use washi tape. You could use purple tape. You don't have to use tape if you don't have it, but that would give me anxiety because I want to make sure it's straight. So, I use the tape. And I have my old trusty manual machine here because while I did get my plates for the Gemini Junior, I have not set them up yet. So I've just been using the manual machine lately because I kind of miss it every now and then. I do enjoy using the manual die cutting machine every now and then. And as you can see, my plates are really good and used. But what I love most about it, they are flat. I love that about the Big Shot because I'm able to keep these flat for a really long time. In my Gemini Junior, I haven't been so lucky, but I did watch Jennifer McGuire's video on how to keep them straight with the Gemini Junior, and I'm going to try that technique. I just have not put them together yet. I actually want to try both of the ones that she showed with the self-healing mat and then the taped one that she did as well. So we're going to go ahead and get this through the die cutting machine as well. And this is going to be This black square is actually going to be cut down to size to be a little bit bigger than the panel with the pear on it. I usually like to keep a thin black border around my cards. I don't know why. I guess maybe I'm a little crazy. Whatever. But I kind of feel like a card isn't complete without a black mat behind it sometimes. So, yeah, I just need to have it sometimes. So what we're going to do is go ahead and get this cut out. And I'm just going to use my paper trimmer here. I'm still having a little issue with this cutting crooked. Still trying to figure out if it's just me being crazy or if there's actually something wrong with the paper cutter. And as you can see here, I'm not a measurer, so what I like to do is just cut things and measure them by holding up another piece of paper close to it. So, yeah. And so we're going to go ahead and get that cut out, and then we'll go ahead and get that glued on the back. And here I'm going to use some of my favorite glue here. It's the Art Glitter Glue. I love it because it has that fine tip nozzle on it that never fails me. Has not been blocked, backed up. The little pin doesn't rust. It's pretty awesome. You just have to make sure you order these in the warm months so that you can have enough through the winter, because if you run out in the winter, you're not going to be able to find it, because they do not sell it in the winter because or they don't deliver in the winter because it freezes, and once it freezes, it doesn't really work so well. So here you see me go ahead and get this pressed down, and that pretty much is the card panel. The next thing we're going to do is go ahead and get this placed onto a card base. And basically I'm just going to take a card base that's been cut at 4 1/4 by 11 and then fold it in half. Fold it in half at 5 1/2. But I need to get this cut down to be 4 by 4 because I need it to fit for my square card here. So I'm just cutting that down. I'm a person that does a bunch of card bases at one time, so I don't have to do them every time that I make a actual card. Sometimes that's annoying to people, but I would rather just have that done and get it over with, because that is the most boring part of crafting that there ever is. Also, scoring paper, boring. But anyway, we're going to use the Art Glitter Glue here again, and we're going to go ahead and get this placed down onto the card base. And then we're going to be adding a little bit of bling, and then the card will be pretty much done, which is amazing. Like I said, it took me about 11 minutes to make this card, and this is real time, so you could totally make this card, and you could make like 4 or 5 of them within an hour probably if you did like a lineup and did some like what is that called, factory making cards. I can't remember the words. Anyway, we're gonna pick out 3 jewels here from Studio Katia. And I actually don't use a lot of jewels on my card, so it was nice to actually find something that matched the card and would look really good on it. I was debating on using some Nouveau drops, but I've never really had luck with those because they always flatten out. I'm not for sure what I'm doing wrong. I let them sit out for 5 days before I use them. They always go flat. I don't know why. When something's pressed onto them. Such as like if it's in a stack of cards. But anyway, this video is coming to an end as I'm putting the last jewels on here. I want to thank you guys so much for coming to my channel today. I really appreciate it. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Click that little bell so that you'll get updates when I have a new video coming out. And I would love for you to also follow me over on Instagram by searching for Bromero Cards. There's a bunch of cards over there that I do not make videos for, but I would love to share those cards with you, and I would love to conversate with you over there. Leave a message down in the comments and let me know what you may want to see in the next video, or anything that you would like me to work on so that you can actually have a voice in what I'm doing. So if you have any other questions or anything, just leave them down in the comments, and I will talk to you later. Have a great day.